Once a module uses declarative schema, it should also have a matching etc db schema whitelist.json file. The reason this whitelist exists is to allow both types of modules to coexist. Modules using declarative schema and modules that use traditional setup scripts. To help clarify the reason for whitelists, please imagine a module that adds a new column to an order. Maybe it's a location-based total. The module adds a new column to the sales order table to hold the value after the order is placed. The Magento sales module declares the sales order table in a db schema XML file. So here's a slightly simplified version of that. Now, when bin Magento setup install is run, the sales order table is created with all the columns that are listed in the db schema XML. Then the old style setup scripts are executed. The module's install schema PHP file adds a new column to the sales order table. So far so good. Now sales order has a new custom column. The problem becomes apparent the next time setup upgrade is executed. Now the declarative schema is evaluated again and compared against the existing database. The declarative schema code realizes there's an additional column on the table that isn't declared in db schema XML. Usually this would mean it was removed from the db schema XML file and now also needs to be removed from the database. But that's a wrong assumption. The new column wasn't added by declarative schema in the first place, so it must not be removed now because it isn't declared in XML. And that's where the whitelist comes into play. It contains all the columns that were created via declarative schema. When a destructive operation like removing a column needs to be applied, Magento checks if the column is listed in a whitelist. If the column is whitelisted, then the destructive operation is executed. If not, the operation is skipped. This means every time a column, index or constraint is added to a declarative schema, the module's db schema whitelist JSON file needs to be updated too. Only then will the declarative schema be able to remove it again if needed. If a module is missing a db schema whitelist JSON file, all declared tables and columns will be created. However, they will not be removed if the db schema XML file is changed. The whitelist is not only checked for removal, it is used for any destructive operation. Magento defines these as deleting a table or column, reducing a column length, changing a decimal or float column precision, or changing a column's type. So, how do we create the whitelist? Let's have a look at that in the next video.